Good morning, class of 2024, and any new students that are out there as well. We are live from Westboro High School, and while we're having fun preparing for the start of the school year, we know it will be even better when you arrive, and we can't wait. We cannot wait for that. So welcome, and we're going to get started and hope you enjoy the show. So our goals for today, we want to give you a few details about what life is like at WS. Some of the things that we will share certainly are things you might have heard before from family members, friends, neighbors, the orientation that you were part of in the spring. So we look forward to sharing those details with you. We're also going to review some of the expectations and the items that will ensure that you have a successful experience at WHS. And in general, we just want to make sure that you feel welcome and are able to find ways to make connections, to get involved in the aspects of our school, which is very comprehensive. It may seem daunting when you first kind of experience these things, but in the end, that's what will ensure that you have a positive, enriching, and wonderful experience, is being part of all of those activities in class as well as outside of class. So we look forward to sharing these things with you. One of the things that you'll realize, and hopefully at Mill Pond and even at Gibbons, you get a little taste of this. The best way for you to grow and develop and learn is to feel empowered. So what that basically means for us as a school, and certainly in our school counseling department, is those four things on the slide there in front of you. You got to be ready and eager to have ownership of what it is that you do, and trust that there will be a lot of support and encouragement. You got to come in and be open to organizing yourself in ways that maybe you haven't before. There definitely will be opportunities for you to share your voice and your agency, like things that you believe in, things that might help you. And we call that self-advocacy. But really, it's about learning how to interact with peers in a more mature way, the adults that will care and encourage you. And, we really, really enjoy hearing what stories students have to tell and what it is that they need. And again, in a very mutually respectful way. And then throughout all of your experiences in the classroom, outside of the classroom, in meetings with your counselors, this idea of inquiry, asking the right question helps get the right answers. And when you are able to share a question, and any question is a good one, that just helps on that growth and development track exponentially. So look forward to you, transitioning into our high school with keeping those four things in mind. It does start with our core value, what our values and beliefs are around teaching and learning. It is rigorous, but that's what makes a difference when it is that you leave Westboro High School and be prepared for a career or college or life beyond our walls. It is very supportive. And as I said earlier, the respect factor is mutual. It's two-way. So if you're ready to engage and be part of this diverse society of ours, that will help you be ready to engage in the world outside of Westboro High School. And as I said, expectations for success, this is proven. You can ask if your parents went to Westboro High School. Maybe it wasn't phrased this way, but back in 72 or 78, 84, 91, although your parents shouldn't be that young. You ask anybody that's attended Westboro High School, this is a proud tradition of success following these P's. Be present and prompt. And when I say present, that isn't always just showing up on time. That is showing up to participate in a timely manner, kind of time and place for when those conversations happen, I think, are very, very important. Being prepared and participating, as I said, and always coming with a positive attitude. And if you can't, know that there's people here that can help you turn that sad into glad, or help you, transition to a place where your attitude and mood might be a little bit better. Ton of support. Our formula for success, as we share with adults, and I'll share with you, it starts with these high standards of behavior as well as academic, and that's matched with a great deal of support and encouragement. And then the third part of that formula is, we're all responsible for being a little bit better at what we do and who we are, and holding ourselves accountable and being open to be held accountable. And sometimes those things sound difficult to hear, responsibility and accountability, but in the supportive environment that is here at Westboro High School, those things are just natural part of the growth process. So thank you for being here, and we've got, again, much more to share with you.
Thank you, Mr. Callaghan. Hi, everyone. I'm Jessica Barrett, Mrs. Barrett, one of the assistant principals here at the high school. I'm going to talk with you a little bit about the basics of attending each day. And certainly, I know we are all aware it's a little bit different from what you may have expected when you were in 7th or 8th grade, thinking about the high school. Each day might look a little bit different and feel a little bit different, especially because we are going to be embarking on a year where some of you are in the hybrid model, so coming every other day. Some of you are in the remote model, so staying at home each day, taking your classes. I think you're aware of all of that in terms of the models, but we do know it will look a little different, and some things will be similar. So some of you will still be taking the bus. Those buses will still be picking you up near home, coming to the school, dropping you off right by the cafeteria doors here at the school. And from that point, you'll head to your classroom. Some of you will be dropped off by parents and family. The students tend to drop off in the front of the school or in the back of the school. You'll find what works best for you. And once again, you will follow directions on when to head into the building and head to your classes. We have not yet shared a schedule with you, I know that, but just so that you're aware, we will be sharing information on that with you as soon as we can, which will be very soon. So in the coming days, keep an eye out to your email and your family's email for information about specific classes, times of schedules, and other details related to daily life here. But just to give you a little bit of an idea, you will be going to 6 classes each day. You will have 7 classes total in your schedule, but one of those classes, period 7, will rotate through your schedule each day. And so the way that looks is on a day 1, you'll attend classes 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On a day 2, you'll attend classes 1, 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it rotates through like that. I know I'm just explaining it to you right now a little bit quickly, but once you get all of the information from us on schedules and things, I think looking at it, it will make sense. You will be given time for mask breaks this year. You'll also have a lunchtime and certainly a dismissal at the end of the day. So all of those pieces will be incorporated in the daily schedule. In terms of extra help and co-curricular activities, which are a large part of our culture here at the high school, both of those opportunities will still be available to you. Extra help will be determined based on your teachers, so they'll be communicating information with you about the best ways to work with them for extra help. That might look like some meetings via Google Meet right after the school day during times once you've hurried home, or something like that. You might sign up for some times with some teachers in the building to make sure that there's an appropriate number of students in the room. But there will certainly still be an opportunity for extra help if and when you need it. In terms of co-curricular activities, we will still be running those this year. There has been information shared, I know, about athletics, and there will also be information shared with you about clubs and activities. Most of those will be starting the year remotely at this point, and we'll be sharing information about clubs with you next week via a slideshow that will give you a nice kind of screen of some pictures, some information about each club, so you can look at those and sign up for what interests you. The first few weeks. So believe it or not, and I think you might know this already, the teachers have been here working this week, planning, preparing, getting excited for your arrival. You being here is something that's really important to them as the new faces, the new Rangers, and so they're excited to meet you. They've been planning content, they've been planning their space in their classroom, and they're very excited to see you. You may know that you will start school this year with a week of remote learning on 9/15, with the exception of some special needs students who will be starting in person that week. We will be continuing to a half hybrid, meaning a quarter of the school will be here the week of the 21st, and you'll be getting more information on whether or on which days you'll be attending during that week and the week following. And then starting on October 5th, you know that there's the true hybrid model begins. So that means that you'll start attending based on your Cardinal and Navy days. If you're a student who is in the Cardinal cohort, you will be coming on Mondays and Wednesdays. And if you are a student in the Navy cohort, you'll be coming on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then everyone will be home on Fridays for a remote day, again, with the exception of some special education students. So that's what the first few weeks will look like here. I do want to mention a little bit about technology and devices. This is what we tell students every year. So please be sure, just like you did at Gibbons, to bring your Chromebook to school every day, ready to go and fully charged. You know that over the last few months especially, it's been important to be prepared to work digitally. So sometimes you may be asked to work collaboratively with classmates and teachers using your device. And so please make sure you do bring it ready to go. Make sure you follow the expectations of your teachers when they share them with you about your devices. And a suggestion for the first day would be to just kind of keep that away until your teacher asks you to take it out, just so that you're ready to listen to their general introductions, and then they'll be giving you directions on what they expect regarding the Chromebooks and when you should be using it each day in class. And certainly, as you know, we do expect you to use the devices appropriately. So please make sure that you only use them in accordance with the WHS values and mission. And really, they only should be used for academic purposes. Like I said, they're going to be really important to your class experience this year, especially because of the remote days that each of you will be having. And so you want to make sure that your Chromebook is in good condition, ready to go, and something that you are ready to use as a tool for your educational experience this year. It's essential for you to think about making connections as you work your way to coming into our building. There are many, many people here that you will be able to do that with. You are meeting us now, your administrators. You're also going to be meeting your teachers. Your school counselors are here on this presentation as well. And there are countless other staff members here ready to meet you. And of course, you have each other as your peers. So as you're thinking about attending, remember that even though this is a unique year, and because it's a unique year, the connections are going to be especially important. And I'll leave it to Mr. Lefebvre, the other assistant principal, to start discussing some of those connections with you.
Good morning, everyone. It's great to be with you today. I'd like to, as Mr. Callaghan and Mrs. Barrett said, just extend a very heartfelt and excited welcome to you. We're thrilled to have you here at Westboro High School. And I'm going to take a moment to talk to you about a graphic that you'll see often during your time here at Westboro High School. We call this the trinity of teaching. I'd like you to notice that you're at the top of this pyramid. You are the most important piece of the puzzle here at school, and the Trinity speaks to how we support you, how we support each other, and the relationships that we all need to build to make Westboro High School a successful place. So as you look at this graphic, what I'd like you to really focus on are the three major components. You, the student, at the top of the Trinity, and then below you in this triangle, the teacher and the curriculum. So every teacher brings to their teaching a strong relationship with their curriculum. It's something that they're passionate about, and they are looking forward to introducing you to this curriculum and engaging you in exciting learning opportunities. So that relationship is already set. Then it's up for us to work together to build relationships between you and your teachers. So normally, under normal circumstances, that looks like the 5 Ps that Mr. Callahan presented to you earlier, participating in class, etc. This year, it's going to look a little bit different. I'd like to take a moment to talk about how we will respect each other and build our relationships between teachers, administrators, counselors, and students. When you walk into your classrooms this year, I can guarantee you that your teacher will be properly wearing their mask and following safety precautions. That's a sign of respect to you. They'll be wearing their mask properly as a way of respecting you and keeping you safe. Your responsibility for building that relationship with your teacher is to do the same. Make sure that you're following safety protocols and wearing your mask properly at all times in the classroom as a sign of respect to your teacher. And once we start building that relationship, we can get right into content and having some fun in our lessons. That's how you begin to build your relationship with the curriculum, accessing the curriculum through your teacher, participating in class, coming prepared with your work done. And we find that this trinity, this relationship between student, teacher, and curriculum is a great recipe for success. So again, welcome. And I'd like to now turn the program over to your school counselors. This is really the first relationship that you'll be building here at the high school, and that process will start right now. So I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Lengauer and the rest of the school counselors.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Ms. Lengauer. As Mr. Lefebvre said, I'm one of the school counselors here at the high school. And we're all really excited to welcome you to Westboro High School. As counselors, we'll be working really closely with you all in a variety of ways during your 4 years with us. And we're just looking forward to getting to know all of you. Our role as school counselors at the high school is to support you with any academic, social, emotional needs that you might have. So please feel free to reach out to us, reach out to your specific counselor with any questions or concerns you have throughout your years here, and we'll do the best that we can to support you and help you advocate for yourself. We're happy to help with really anything you need, or even to just be a point person in the building for your general questions. So even if you're just not sure who you should go to or who you should ask a question to, we can be your first stop, and we'll try to direct you to the right people or answer the questions ourselves. You'll get a chance to meet all the other counselors today too, where everyone will cover different aspects of your first year with us. And we just hope that it really helps you in your transition to high school. And know that even after this presentation, you can reach out to us with anything that you might need. We also hope that you'll join our small group counselor sessions with your specific counselor and some current Westboro High School students, so that we can all get to know each other a little bit more. You can ask more questions, and we'll let students who are currently here at Westboro to tell you a little bit more about their own experience, so you get to hear that side of it too. We're wishing you all the best at the start of the school year. We're here for you, so please reach out and keep an eye out on your emails. We'll be sending more information about how you can get in touch with us, how to schedule a meeting with us, and more details about that. So keep an eye out on your emails. And I'll let Ms. Goodliffe take it from here.
Okay, thanks, Ms. Lengauer. Hi, everybody. I'm Mrs. Goodliffe. I am happy to invite you to Westboro High School. I know you're going to love it here. I have been here now 21 years in the building. Yikes, that sounds like a long time. And I actually am from Westboro myself. So my 2 sons attended Westboro High, and they were in this freshman orientation also. So I definitely understand where you're coming from and all the questions that you might have. Before school ended last year, we asked the class, the senior class, if they had some advice for the class of 2024. And here's some advice they left for you. We asked them actually they gave a lot of good advice. One senior said, it goes by fast, enjoy every second of it, and don't leave with any regrets, which is great advice. Another senior said, don't lose sight of what's important, and don't forget who you are and that you're in the driver's seat. And that might be quite literal come sophomore, junior year, right? I just wanted to let you know that the seniors had a great experience. I know this is an unusual time, but it is a new beginning for all of you. I'm excited for you. I want you to take care of yourself. Like Mr. Lefebvre said, take care of yourself, bring your mask to school, take care of others. I'm welcome to Westboro High. I'd like to turn it over to Miss Adams.
Hi, everyone, and also welcome to Westboro High School. I'm Miss Adams. It's my second year as counselor here at the high school. I also think you're going to have a great year and a great 4 years at the high school. We did get a lot of great advice from our outgoing seniors last year, and I want to focus on a really simple one. It's 2 words: get involved. Here are some of my favorite quotes. Go out of your comfort zone and really try new things. There are so many amazing clubs and activities that we have to offer, and you can always drop out of one if you don't like it. So sign up for anything you're even slightly interested in. And here's one more. Find and do what makes you happy. Don't do anything for the sole purpose of making it look good for college. Focus on discovering your passions and finding ways to use it for the betterment of society. And I love that. I feel like clubs offer a lot of what high school is all about. It's about getting involved, making friends, and ultimately giving back. As we keep saying, that this year is definitely different, but there are still plenty of ways to get involved. You'll get a presentation soon with a huge list of all of our clubs and opportunities. There's art, cooking, and video game clubs, as well as a microfinance institution, our Gender and Sexuality Alliance, a multicultural club, robotics, humane society, a model UN, and so many more. So I think you'll definitely find a place to get involved. And next is Mr. Woodbury to talk to us more about making connections. Mr. Woodbury, are you there?
Yeah. Thank you, Ms. Adams. Hi, everyone. My name is Tom Woodbury. This is also my second year as a school counselor here at Westboro High School. The advice that I want to share with you is this. As Ms. Barrett had previously said, make connections and develop relationships with your peers and the WHS staff. All of you are coming to the high school from different families, backgrounds, values, experiences, traditions, and in some cases, different schools, towns, states, and even countries. We've all been impacted by recent and ongoing events in our world in some way, and it's important that we acknowledge those differences and experiences. Among those differences are also many commonalities, and it's important that we acknowledge those too. And there will be a lot of opportunities to make those connections and have those conversations. In this moment now, I can say that one shared commonality among all of you is that you're embarking on this new high school journey all together. One piece of advice from one of the seniors from last year said, be kind to everyone because it's the best way to make connections and get involved. People are a lot more likely to help if you have a reputation of being kind. And so my advice to you would be choose kindness every day. School looks different this year, and we recognize that. It'll be important for you to take the initiative to connect with each other. It'll also be important for you to remember that you're not alone and you don't need to take on this adventure alone. Your teachers, school counselors, principals, custodians, lunch staff, administrative assistants, secretaries, bus drivers, and all the other school staff are here to support you. We will do everything that we can to make a safe space for you so that you can grow, you can learn, and build bridges with each other over these next few years. The time of the lone wolf is over, and we need to look after each other, ask for help when we need it, and really show up for ourselves and each other every day. And to talk more about that, I'll pass this over to Ms. Caira, who's going to talk more about self-care and asking for help.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Woodbury. Hello, everybody, and another warm welcome to all of you. I'm Mrs. Caira. I am going on year 14 here at Westboro High School, and again, like Mrs. Goodliffe said, I just know that you're going to love it here. I've loved every moment of the work that I've been doing in our counseling department. As Mr. Woodbury said, I do want to talk briefly about something really near and dear to the counseling department, which is self-care and asking for support. And I came across a really great quote from one of our seniors with a bit of advice in regards to that, which is work hard, but don't sacrifice your happiness or mental health. So again, we're looking for you to, do your best each and every day, but understand that things might get difficult and you might need to ask for help. As Mr. Callaghan said in one of the earlier slides, this is a great time for you to self-advocate for yourself. So please recognize when you're struggling, even if it's just a small question for a teacher, and you can make some time to resolve that after class. If it's a larger issue that you feel you need the support from your school counselor for, That's what we all are here for. Our job is to not only teach and guide you, but to support you. So please know that we are here to help you with that. Again, we look forward to seeing you next week in those small counselor groups, and I'll pass it back to Mr. Lefebvre to go over some more connections with you.
Thanks, Ms. Caira. I'd love to talk about what else is in store for you here at WHS in addition to your classes. Ms. Adams put it so well. You just need to get involved. We really want you to participate in everything that our school has to offer. And remember, that advice was not coming from her. That was coming from high school seniors as they look back on their 4 years. So they were in your shoes recently, and I think that's great advice. So we're working diligently as a school to make sure that we can still offer you as many opportunities in sports, clubs, in fine arts as we can while preserving a safe environment. So that aspect of our school culture is very strong, and it's really important to us, and it helps your connection with the school. So over the next few days, you'll be receiving, and I'd really like you to be on the lookout for this, you'll be receiving a list of clubs and activities from Mrs. Barrett. And this will contain a list of clubs that we do hope to offer to you this year, again, in a safe and supportive setting. You'll also be receiving emails from Mr. Carlo, our athletic director, talking about what sports will be offered at the start of the school year that may look a little bit different than it traditionally has, but please be on the lookout for that. And if you're involved in our fine arts programs, you'll be receiving a similar communication from Mr. Martin and or other teachers in the fine arts department to let you know what opportunities will be there for you this year. But again, I just want to say that the offerings outside of our classroom are such a big part of what we do here at the school. It's a really important part of the fabric of our school culture, and we look forward to you getting involved in whatever club or activity meets your interests. So be on the lookout for more information regarding those opportunities.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Lefebvre. I will be sending that out at some point next week. So now I would like to come to a portion of the presentation where I'll respond to some of the questions that you all submitted, or some of you submitted when you signed up for tours and as you got the invitation to these different orientation events. So thank you to those of you who did submit questions. I will respond to some here. And certainly if any of you have lingering questions after this presentation, please feel free to reach out to any one of us, administrators or counselors, and we'll do our best to answer what we can for you. But here are some of your questions. Will students stay in one classroom all day? Nope. So students will be going to all of their classes this year, like all years. There will be certain safety protocols in the hallways to make sure that people get to and from each class safely, but you will be going to each of your classes. How long will we have in between classes? So we are working on a schedule that includes 4 minutes of passing time, so you'll have 4 minutes to get from class to class. Will we have lockers this year? No, this year there will not be lockers in use. So please be sure to have a way to carry your items, and that is comfortable for you, doable for you, and not too large or bulky, knowing that in classrooms there will be the rest of the students and the teachers who will need to have plenty of room to be in those spaces this year. How will we find our way around? So some of you have attended in-person tours already. There is also a virtual tour that we will be sending a link to so that if you did not get to or could not go to a tour, so that you can see some of the inside of the building. Also, when you come, people are going to be available to tell you how to get to the next class, how to get you to a class if you're in the hall. So just know that when you do have your list of classrooms, when you do have your full schedule, there will be people available to help you find your classes. And also keep in mind that the first time you are in the building for your classes, there will only be a quarter of the building here in terms of the number of students. So the halls will not feel crowded, and there will be plenty of people available to point you in the right direction. Someone asked, when will we get our full schedule with teachers' names, room numbers, and periods? We know that you're all waiting eagerly for those. You know that you have a current list of your classes right now, and we hope to share those with you as soon as we can, but you will certainly have that before you come to school. For now, if you haven't already, take a peek at that schedule that you do have and fill out the schedule change form if you notice that something is incorrect. That way we can get you going with as close to the correct schedule as we can. There were some questions about the remote program and the specifics of that. For example, when will we have lunch in remote? How long will the school day be in remote? And just know we will be sharing a schedule out for our remote students as well. It will be similar to the schedule during the school day, most likely, but we will be sharing out lots of information about the remote model and what students in that model should plan on in terms of the daily schedule and attending their classes. So that will be addressed soon. Will we have breaks to relax or take off masks? Is there a break room for this? We will be having mask breaks, and we'll be talking to you about what that will look like. Along with information on your schedules, we'll be sending you information about safety protocols and different ways things will be done this year. So just please be on the lookout for all of that information that will be coming to you. But the answer is yes, there will be breaks for masks because we do understand that people need, and you would probably like to have an opportunity to remove your mask to breathe a little bit more freely. And another student asked, what rooms will we go to? When will we learn what rooms we're going to? That will also be on the schedule that we will be releasing as it gets closer to the school year. That way you know where you need to be. Very important. Thanks again for those of you who submitted questions. Like I said, if you do have any more questions, please do be in touch. I shared a few minutes ago that we do have plenty of information to be sharing with you prior to your arrival. So just please be aware that we know there are things you may still be wondering. We know that. We know that, and we will be sharing information with you as soon as possible. Just be ready to receive it. And then, of course, once we share that out with you, feel free to be in touch with questions or whatever might come up from that information as well. I want to echo all of the excitement from the counselors and Mr. Callaghan and Mr. Lefebvre. We are so very excited to have you coming into our building. I know it's been said a million times, yes, it's different this year, but that doesn't change our level of anticipatory excitement to have some new faces here, new life, and people who are excited to join our classes, join our extracurricular activities and our athletics, and we are so very ready to welcome you here. Please be in touch with any questions or thoughts. Does anyone else here in the presentation have anything they'd like to say before we wrap up?
I do. So let me know when you're ready to wrap.
I'm ready to wrap, Mr. Callaghan. Take it away.
Well, that was fun. That was a lot of fun, kind of communicating with you. And, just think, if we're this good right now on a presentation, talking to our computer screen, just imagine when you come here, how great it's going to be. This is a warm, caring, respectful place. We're ready for you. We're ready for the year, and we can't wait to get it started. Just one bit of information. This will be replayed on Westboro TV YouTube account. So make sure you like it, make sure you share it, make sure you subscribe to it. It's a great resource for information, especially in these uncertain times. We want to thank Westboro TV and the director, Karen Henderson, and her team. We thank you for joining us. We will see you very, very soon. Okay? Take care.
See you soon, everyone. Bye.